writers dream of becoming full-time authors, and as everyone, I have cherished this dream for a long time as well. But recently, I attended the largest writing conference of North America called AWP, and one of the panels made me question this dream and sort of led me to a different mindset. And that is exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video. And hey, if you would like to learn my key takeaways from the writing conference, then check out this video here. So going back a little, just to give you some context about me in general so you can understand where I'm coming from and what my background is. I never had a background in English literature or writing whatsoever. In fact, in high school, I picked science subjects, math, physics, chemistry, all of that, because I was kind of good at it, at least decent enough, and I thought that maybe I should take my career in that direction, and I was working towards becoming an engineer. Writing at that point was only a fun hobby. I used to write small poems and short stories and scribble stuff, show it to my mom and my very close friends. That's that. But eventually, when I was pursuing my engineering as an electronics and communications engineer, that's when I realized that, hey, I'm not super passionate about these subjects. Definitely not as passionate as I am about writing. It was also around this time that I was working on my debut novel, and my passion was just fueling each day for writing. With each passing day, I was growing closer to writing and going away from my science subjects. And that's when I decided that, hey, I do want to take my writing to a professional level. And it was also around this time that I got an internship as an editor at a publishing house. I accept I was quite lucky to have gotten that opportunity, and in the same year I also published my debut novel. So I had certain things snowballing for me at the same time, and I was lucky to, get that first initial kick to enter this industry in the first place. And then over time, as any aspiring writer, I too developed a dream that I want to become a full-time author, just writing and selling my books and earning passive income, sitting at home, working with stories. And that was like my ultimate dream. But the thing about dreams is that they can be very unrealistic. And before you come at me, let me say that I do strongly believe in the dream big philosophy. Because if you never dream about it, you will never go after it. However, that doesn't mean that you should be chasing every single dream that you have without giving it an intentional thought. Speaking practically, I believe more in working towards goals and not dreams. The biggest difference between your goals and your dreams is that you have complete control over your goals, whereas dreams are whimsical. They don't depend on you. For example, if I say that I want to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, that's a dream because other people subscribing to my channel is not under my control. But if I say that I want to create and upload 100 videos to YouTube, that's a goal because I can actively make that happen. It's under my control. Therefore, although I believe in dreaming big, I also believe in choosing very intentionally which dreams you really want to actively pursue and set goals for. This brings me to the question of whether or not it is worth it to actively pursue the dream of becoming a full-time author. And yes, I have certain reasons why I'm reassessing my dream and putting it under the spotlight. Here are my reasons. First of all, it's an overwhelming process. I have published one book so far, and I can tell you that being an author is not just about writing a good book. It's so much about selling that book and earning a profit out of it. And that process involves marketing, publicity, promotions, a lot of different things, interacting with people, things that you may not be super comfortable with, and it's actually a whole business in itself. So yes, while I enjoyed the writing process, when it came to the selling the book process, I was not very happy with my results and also with the process in itself. And now you may say that Srishti, you feel like that because you were self-published with that specific novel. Sure, I believe you because I told myself that
if I get traditionally published and if I did more and more marketing, a little more of that, a little more of this, then I will be able to earn a huge profit from my book.
But that is not how it works. And this is where my next reason comes up, which is my experience at the AWP conference. If you don't know what AWP is, it stands for Association of Writers and Writing Programs. It's an annual writing conference, largest writing conference of North America. I shared my key highlights from the conference in this video up here, and I also created a super comprehensive blog post which is linked in the description box. Now coming back to our topic at hand, at the conference, I met many writers, and on one of the panels, there were 4 traditionally published authors talking about book promotions. The panel was all about how much money these authors spent on their book promotions and how much they gained back. And that's when the realization hit me that, hey, 1, it is a lot of money, and 2, you have a very little chance of making all of that money back plus profit, because even if you get traditionally published by a big publisher, maybe one of the big 5, even then, if you are not an already established author, someone like J.K. Rowling or Stephen King or James Patterson, put any name that you know that you think is an established author. If you're not an already established author, the publisher is not going to invest a lot of money on your book promotions. That's the truth of it. At this specific panel, I also got the courage to stand up and ask if any of these authors, who by the way have done some phenomenal work, if any of them were able to earn all of that money back which they invested plus profit. And the sad truth is that none of them did. And hey, I'm not saying this to discourage you from publishing or marketing your book. I'm also not questioning the reputation of those 4 authors on the panel. I'm just trying to show you what I was not able to see as a beginner writer myself. Okay, so here's what I used to keep thinking before. I kept thinking that one day I'll reach the position of those 4 authors on the panel, I'll be able to make it big, and once I reach their position, that's when I'll be able to, become a full-time writer, just write books, sell my books, and earn passive income, and then I will be happy. And that should be my ultimate goal. Also, here's a confession. Whenever I looked at my debut novel, I would feel proud and ashamed at the same time. I mean, I was proud of having written a story that so many people love and are gushing over, but then I also felt ashamed when I looked at the profit margins because I felt like I'm not making good profit out of this book. In fact, I was incurring some heavy losses because of the promotions that I did. So overall, I was not in a very good place with my feelings about my debut novel when it came to money aspect, and also when it came to the aspect that people are loving it but I'm not making money. Okay, is this even working out? I was messed up. But after attending the conference, my mindset has shifted. Once I realized that even those people who I used to look up at and I used to think that, okay, I'll reach their position and they've made it big, even those people are not full-time authors, they are not making their investments back from their books, that's when I looked at it from a different perspective. Making it big is not equal to earning a huge paycheck every month. That's just one factor. But the reason why those authors have made it big without having a huge profit margin is because of the amount of love and appreciation they are getting from their readers. And here's the catch. During the panel, when I expressed my angst about feeling like this about my debut novel, you know what the panelists said? They said that it's absolutely normal to feel this way and that it's absolutely wrong to think like this. Because in the end, your books are not meant to be business. We make a business out of them because as humans, it's human nature and that's quite understandable. We want it to work as a business, but it's not meant to be business. At the core of it, stories are art. They're a form of art, they're a form of expression, and they're not originally, authentically meant to become a business for someone. And that's why I realized that if I burden my books with the responsibility of paying my bills every month, and if I keep chasing the dream of becoming a full-time author, I'll never be a happy writer. Now, I'm sure that many of you will have trouble understanding this mindset or believing in this concept, because if someone told this to me like 5 years ago, I would have just stared at them and been like,
You are not dreaming big enough, and all that you said is just bullshit.
I get it. I get if you feel that way because I know I was at that place too, but all I want you to do here is to just pause and reassess your dreams and see if you're intentionally choosing it. Are you going after it just because everyone's going after it, or is it something that you really want? So now the ultimate question is it worth it to chase the dream of becoming a full-time author? And the answer is, it depends on who you are and what you want. Now I know that that's not the answer you were looking for in this video, so I am going to share my own answer with you. Just keep in mind that you don't have to feel obligated to actually accept or agree with my thoughts just because I'm sharing them with you. For me personally, after quite some contemplation, I have realized that my true happiness lies in working with stories I genuinely love and connect with, be it my own or someone else's stories. That's why I love my job as an editor. Of course, I still love being a writer, and I will be writing and publishing my books, but I've decided to not put the pressure of being a product on my writing. Instead, I'd like to create conversation around my books and serve the story to the world in a way that it sparks joy for someone. Disclaimer, just because this perspective is best suitable for me doesn't mean you need to copy what I'm thinking and do exactly what I'm doing. I'm just sharing and documenting what I've been feeling and the mindset shifts that I've been going through in the last few days. So the purpose behind this video is not to discourage you from going after your dream, but just to make you pause and think about your dream of becoming a full-time author. Is it possible? Yes, a lot of writers have achieved it. But is it going to be worth it for you? Think about that. That's it. I hope this video helped put some things in a fresh perspective for you, and even if not, at least it would have helped you pick your dream intentionally. Either way, let me know in the comments below because I would love to know your opinion. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure that you will love to watch my key highlights from the conference, so check that video out here. Alright, this is me, Srishti Rathore, signing off. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next in this video right here. Bye!